Happy Independence Day to all my fellow Americans, and for everyone else, I hope you have a great weekend. I have tried out all four of the Strange Tales of the West Volume 1 missions, on stream as well as off stream, with friends, solo, randos, and I'm going to give you my official ranking and opinions about all four of these new Telegram missions. By the way, Rockstar, if you could remove the cooldowns from the Telegram missions and the Call to Arms missions and pretty much everything else in Red Dead Online, that would be great. Your thoughts, views, and opinions, welcome, as always, below in the comments section. So we're going to go in order. We're going to start off with the Plague. But first, this is how I'm going to rank it. A, C, B are shit. There is no S tier because I don't think any of these deserve to be S tier. And there's definitely one, in my opinion, that is absolute crap. We'll get to that very, very soon. But first off, Strange Tales of the Plague. It's set in Armadillo, the Seventh Day Cult. They've been antagonists for a quick minute throughout previous Telegram missions. Apparently they're raising the dead, but they're not really dead. They're more like Wish.com zombies, because they're running around with knives and machetes. Zombies don't really do that, and I killed quite a few of the quote-unquote infected by simply blasting them in the gut, not the head. So they're not really dead. They're suffering from the cholera or something else entirely, maybe some seventh-day Kool-Aid that's made them zombified, but I really wouldn't consider them to be zombies per se, unlike Undead Nightmare for Red Dead Redemption or Undead Overrun for Red Dead Redemption multiplayer. So how do I feel about the Plague? Despite it not being actual zombies, I will give Strange Tales of the Plague a B rating because it is still fun to do. It has a nice Halloween creepy feel and vibe to it, especially with the weather, the Halloween red lightning effects. So it's not a bad Telegram mission, but it's definitely not the best one among the four. Now we move on to easily the worst of these Telegram missions. Strange Tales of Modern Science, the robots, shit rating. And there's a couple reasons why I'm giving this a shit rating. First off, the robots don't really make sense. Yes, we have what, quote unquote, the affected, zombies, supernatural stuff. Supernatural stuff most of us are okay with in these Wild West games, Red Dead Redemption 1, 2, and Red Dead Revolver. But robots, yes. We know that Marko Dragic, a year later, is building a robot up in the Roanoke Hills with the help of Arthur Morgan. But that's just one robot. And Arthur and Marko have to go through a lot of effort just to get a bolt of lightning to hit the one robot to bring it to quote-unquote life. Meanwhile, a year prior in Braithwaite Manor, there is a whole army of these robots to contend with, and they are very OP. So for those two reasons, I have to give Strange Tales of Modern Science a shit rating. It does not make sense. There should not be robots running around Braithwaite Manor in the year 1898, especially when you play the main story a year later and there's absolutely no mention of robots invading Braithwaite Manor. You think that the Braithwaites would talk about it, or the people of Rhodes would have these discussions about these metal tin men marching around the fields of Braithwaite, but nope. This is a work of fiction. It's not canonical, and it really has no place in Red Dead Redemption 2 or Red Dead Online. So unless we're going to go a steampunk route, Rockstar, I'm giving Modern Science a shit rating. Plus, the robots are ridiculously OP. The third Strange Tale is in the Bayou. I'm going to give this a C rating. It's obviously not the worst of these Strange Tales, but it feels like something we've done before in story mode and in Red Dead Online. You go into the bayou, you fight the night folk, you fight alligators. Doesn't exactly feel new or different as you go after the quote-unquote swamp creature, which, spoiler alert, turns out to be some dude wearing a mask. So even though it's an okay Telegram mission, it's not really anything special, but it's not as canon violating as the damn robots. The Gators and Night Folk are challenging, but not to the same degree as the Clankas. And now we come to at last the fourth and final Strange Tale. That's part of Strange Tales of the West, Volume 1, which implies there'll be a Volume 2 eventually. How do I rate Strange Tales of the Wilderness? Well, they saved the best for last. This is A rating. It deserves A rating because it hits differently than the other missions. You go into the tall trees to find a researcher. You get kidnapped by the Skinners. You wake up having to break free of your bondage with no weapons, no food, having to go Rambo style against the Skinners, killing them off one by one, looking for research notes, and eventually trying to hunt down the research guy in order to kill him as well. So you got to take out the scientist because I believe, spoilers, he becomes part of the Skinners. This mission is definitely the best of the four because of the fact it has a survival feel and vibe to it. You're out in the middle of the tall trees at night, and you only have a few weapons at your disposal. You can get a knife, you can get some throwing knives, you can get bows with limited amount of arrows, and sometimes you'll come across firearms while harvesting different plants and animals in order to get your health back up and survive the tall trees against the Skinners. It's extremely challenging, but I love the feel and vibe of Strange Tales of the Wilderness, which is why, in my opinion, it deserves an A rating. With a little bit more work, I think this could have been an S rating Telegram mission. It's not perfect, but it's obviously far from the worst on this list of new Telegram missions that make up Strange Tales of the West Volume 1. When will we get Volume 2? I don't know, maybe August, September. Some think we might get it in October with probably Halloween Pass 2 yet again. I guess we'll just have to wait and see whenever we get Strange Tales of the West Volume 2. I feel like it's going to be more of the same, just 4 more Telegram missions for us to try out and experience. Unfortunately, I feel like a lot of people are giving their hopes up, especially a few weeks ago when Rockstar released the new PvP mode, Head to the Hills, followed by these new Telegram missions, that maybe they're going to start making new content and updates for Red Dead Online once more after, 4 years of a drought post Blood Money. As much as I would like for Rockstar to go back to updating Red Dead Online with the content that we deserve, the properties, the finale to the Jessica Leclerc story, robberies like a train robbery, bank robbery, stagecoach robbery, I highly doubt that Rockstar has plans for an actual update for Red Dead Online. I'll be extremely happy if I end up being wrong about that prediction. The game at least deserves some closure, as I mentioned years ago in my Final Pursuits video, but unfortunately, I don't see that happening. It's possible that they're building up interest once again in Red Dead Online because there is plans for a milked edition of Red Dead Redemption 2. It's still a rumor right now, but it would not surprise me if it gets announced in the very near future, which will either be a quote-unquote free upgrade for players on PS4, Xbox One, to have a upgraded version of the game, which runs at 60 FPS for the PS5, Xbox Series consoles, or similar to the milked edition of GTA 5 and online for PS5, Xbox Series, you're actually going to have to purchase the game yet again in order to experience Red Dead Redemption 2 and possibly Red Dead Online with the 60 FPS and some other improvements here and there exclusively for the PS5, Xbox Series X and S. But I highly doubt that we're going to be getting a update to Red Dead Online. Maybe some unique content for the PS5, Xbox Series version of Red Dead Online, courtesy of content from Red Dead Redemption 2, like the horses, the M1899 pistol, maybe some additional clothing items. But that's probably the best we can hope for, unfortunately, when it comes to a hypothetical PS5 Xbox Series version of Red Dead Online. Mainly because Rockstar is wrapping up support for GT Online. The final update for GT Online is coming this December with mansions and whatever other content they got planned. And then coming up in May 2026, we got the launch of GTA 6, and a few weeks later, most likely the launch of GTA 6 Online. So that's where Rockstar is going to be pivoting their live support towards, not back to Red Dead Online, but away from GTA Online to GTA 6 Online in about a year from now. And if we go by the GTA 6 rumors we talked about a few days ago, they must already have a team at Rockstar that is focused on getting GTA 6 Online far more advanced for its launch than the launches of Red Dead Online Beta or GTA Online back in 2013. But unfortunately, when it comes to Red Dead Online, the best that we can really hope for is more Telegram missions, like, for example, Strange Tales of the West Volume 2. Most likely coming later this year. Your thoughts, views, and opinions regarding the state of Red Dead Online, as well as Strange Tales of the West Volume 1, welcome, as always, below in the comments section.